Yo, guys, what's going on? LuckyRave is back again to give you guys a live stream discussion slash review on One Piece chapter 1123. Or if we're going to be, you know, the shortened version, 1123 in and of itself. And I have to say, it feels so good. It feels so good to just talk about one single chapter again for one. Like it's been a long time since I've been able to do that. And now I'm finally gonna be able to get the opportunity again to like just, read it. And this is let me just say, this chapter, the fact that I'm coming back to do single chapter discussions with this one in particular speaks so much. It speaks so much. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. With well, first and foremost, make sure you guys have your jug of water on you because man, doing these streams sometimes, especially if you don't have water, can kind of suck. But we're here with the chapter title. It's called The Void Fortnight. And you get this nice side story with Yamato. And she's basically, you know, looking after kids. It's kind of cute. Not gonna lie there. Sentenced to eat Odin with the person they hate. Oh my god, that's actually kind of funny. Not gonna lie, that's actually pretty hysterical. But we move forward. The Straw Hats are getting away. It says, "Come in, Egghead. What's happening?" Or actually, let me get one thing in because I want to make sure I have like everyone's names right. Because sometimes like that'll happen with me where I'm doing a stream and I like get like a name just slips. And that's not with One Piece, just with One Piece in particular. It happens with like any stream I do. So I usually like to keep things like up to date with like all the people that are there. You see Marines like being knocked out, obviously. And then of course you see Boa's pacifista. She's like, "Hey, wake up! The Straw Hats are escaping!" And it's like, whoa. Like, no, it's true. They're all knocked out. No kidding. This is a Dory and Brogy talking. They're just like, no kidding. Was that even stronger than Red Hairs? There was no hostility to it. And then you get the reactions from Luffy. He's like, "Thank you, Robo Giant," or in this case, Giant Robo. You know, had the words rearranged, but same difference. Basically, you see Emet. Emet's there. Luffy is like, super cheeky in Gear 5 form. And then, of course, like I said, you see Dory Brogy. Then let's take advantage of their slumber and get the heck out of here. I like the sound of that. Let's get on going, boys. And this is the double page spread, okay? This double page spread is the thumbnail of the stream. I mean, there's no way. There is no way I could have avoided this one. Because this one, ooh, dude, this one means a lot. Okay? It means so much. And let me tell you why. Because the ships are going away and it's a set sail to Elbaf. So, what we're in right now with this chapter, in particular, the end of Egghead. Now, is this the absolute closure to Egghead? I think we do. More or less, it is done based on this alone. But I do say 100% that there is like, one actual final chapter that'll lead into Elbaf. That's at least what I'm thinking, just based on this alone. Because they're not at Elbaf just yet. They're just saying, "Yo, let's just head out." Very similar to what happened at the end of Wano, what happened at the end of, Whole Cake. Same thing, right? So we see Bonnie just chilling, at peace. Zoro, Usopp just laughing away. Super excited to see the Giants. It's like it's been forever. I mean, I don't blame Usopp. And let me just tell you guys, okay, for someone who watched the anime, okay, back in '03, not even '03, not that far back. That's what's right. Um, '05 actually, '05, '06, just around that time frame. Little Garden, okay, like that arc, you wouldn't think would be too much in the grand scheme of things, but now like getting back to this point, freaking Elbath. I mean, this is touching, okay? Freaking Usopp reuniting with like Tori and Brookie, love it. And then of course, we have to talk about this. Every Lunami shipper out there, okay? Every Luffy Nami shipper that's out there, myself included, listen. Nami is holding Luffy like in his arms, and he's like just laying in her lap. And I mean, granted, it's from exhaustion of him using Gear 5, but it does say a lot, okay? And I've seen a lot of people like just throw this like off the park, if you uh, if you will, and they're just like, "Oh, this doesn't really mean anything. It's not a huge deal." Let me go back to when this chapter came out, actually, okay? Because this is something Otis said, and you had something similar with Frankie and Robin. I'm gonna look back on this because again, it's not like you would think it's not like a huge detail, but for what Oda likes to do, I think it does say a lot. And again, in a very subtle way, mind. But I'm gonna look through because I do remember this, and I am not exaggerating when I'm saying this out loud because it is here somewhere. It's here. Where did it go? I remember looking for it. Let me see. Ah, there we go. Okay, so he said this in like one of the SBS notes, and he basically says this. It's a quote. It says, it's like one of the questions that gets asked is like, "My cat is really cute. He loves to hop on your lap out of nowhere. My father likes to lay his head on my mother's lap to get his ears clean, but she hates that." And the question that's basically asked is, this is actually from Robin, what is it about men and lap pillows? And the answer quote is just this: "It's bumming me out to see so many pathetic dad, pathetic dad letters. My theory is that the lap pillow is a kind of dream, a source of passion. It's like when a climber sees a new mountain to climb. In fact, that's not a theory; it's real." And in this panel, I'm not even joking here. Okay, you see Frankie like just laying on Robin's lap. Okay, and this is something Oda quoted on. So take this, okay? Take this one aspect and throw it in with this chapter, okay? With Luffy and Nami. Same situation, okay? It's the same thing. Look, Frankie's laying on Robin's lap, Luffy's on Nami's lap. So I don't know how much more subtle Oda's gonna be. Like, that is not subtle. That is like straight out just saying, yo, I already mentioned this once with Frankie and Robin, so let me not address it, but just show it. So, yeah, Lunami, we're doing good. We're doing amazing. And I love it. Every step of the way. I love it. But moving onwards, we move forward. And Sanji says, "What you said back there just doesn't sit right with me. Was this what you wanted, Vegapunk?" And he's like, just looking over. "Was it? I couldn't hear everything, but you said some pretty outrageous stuff." And you go back to 2 weeks ago on Egghead Island. Once again, going back to the message. There is an abnormality. Abnormality. I can't even say that right. In the numbers from the power plant. Yes, I'm certain of it. Look at the change in the particle number density and neutron flux. The amount of energy exponential on the seraphim has been inching upward. If that's a mistake in our calculations, it's a grave one. Huh? Wait, those numbers aren't the numbers like we confirmed, are they? Like that's basically what's been kind of been questioning. But Vegapunk continues. The response rate is rising, but the power plant remains stable. And actually, the one who's talking to Vegapunk, if I remember correctly, it's not Shaka. No. No. It's not. I don't think it's Shaka, right? No. It's the one with the number one on his helmet. Ba- Case in point, I'm just going to move forward. Yes, which means that the data represent evidence that someone has stolen some of the mother flame. All the numbers regarding the power plant have been carefully manipulated to look normal. And the only one who could pull off such a feat is Vegapunk. Well, was it Lilith? She's evil. No, sorry, I'm sorry to say that we're the only three with airtight alibis. The amount of energy that was siphoned off is vast. So it was one of the remaining four then, like Lilith. And that's why you want us to put our brains on stealth mode. Yes, if this experience is shared with Vegapunk Records, or with Punk Records, you know what? Then Lily, then the culprit will know we're onto them. Fast forward to 1 week ago. Oh dear, I identified the culprit. It's York. What? Amazing. And yeah, of course, you see York just big chilling, just off to the side. The information synced with Punk Records was all dummy memories. Even the video footage was fake. From the cam snails along the infiltration route. But why? What was the purpose of it? Also, forgive me, Lilith. I found evidence that the Sea Beast weapons were controlled as well. Traces of wiretapping, white transponder snail usage detected. Found it. I've successfully recovered the data of this long distance snail call. Dr. Vegapunk is studying the Void Century. It's like a transmission to Marijois. No wonder Cypher Pool was coming to investigate so often. And then, of course, you get to what happened 6 days ago. They say the kingdom of Lelucia is gone. The details are unclear as of yet, but it can only be an omen. Pythagoras, keep an eye. That's the name actually. So Pythagoras, keep an eye on wireless transmissions and underground uh, reservoir levels. And then Pythagoras asks, actually, wait, no, that's on him. Do you think it's related to the stolen mother flame? And Vegapunk just goes like, I do. She must have used the sea beast weapons to transport it to the government. If I speak without evidence to back it up, I'm certain the world government is in possession of an ancient weapon. They've used the mother flame York gave them to activate. We will see the grisly results soon enough. I know in my heart it is true, but I cannot go public with it. This is all my fault. I should have never have tried to isolate greed from the human mind. Well, what do you think that do you think that we could apprehend York to keep her from causing any more harm? No, it's already too late. Whatever York is after, it doesn't matter. Anyone who learns of the Void Century will be eliminated. By recklessly handing over the Mother Flame to them, York has demonstrated her potential value. We would have never done such a thing without thoroughly determining the purpose and safety of it first. There is still time for us to flee Stella. And Vegapunk continues with, then I requisire an escape ship. One that will evacuate all the residents of Egghead. It is too late for us, however. Secret orders have already gone out to various naval branches. They will hound us to the very ends of the earth, and to die everywhere else would be to die in vain. More importantly, Egghead has facilities and tools that O'Hara did not 22 years ago. I have the means to maximize the reach of my voice. The closer I get, the darker it looms. Just what what is the world government? If I must die, it won't be for nothing. I'm sorry this had to happen to you. That's silly. We're both Vegapunk, you know. We're thinking the same thing. The only question, Stella, is what death will accomplish. Indeed, right? There is one other thing we can't afford to lose. The cloud plant that produces island clouds. Those clouds might be the foundation of humanity's survival after all. And York's like, huh? What's Stella doing here? Ah, York! Just doing what I always do. And of course, see what's going on. Giving the mother flame a little test run. If we move this thing with it, it might just be the idle energy source. That's true. I hope you finish your experiment soon. Oh, shut the shut up, York. You and your little I'm not gonna say it, but y'all know what I want to say. I do too, but it stays incomplete is my only hope. Then you go to 2 days ago. Go ahead, we're recording. So yeah, this was only like 2 days ago when all this recording happened. Hello, check, check. Is this on? Hello out there. Come in, world. I am Dr. Vegabug, a humble scientist. They're going to be shocked by this, but it is the truth, and everyone has the right to know. No one will expect the transponder signal is hidden within here. Now it is set up to transmit. It's set up to transmit upon my death. Let me see what's going on over here. And to prevent anything else from learning that we have arranged this little trick, I will be erasing this event from our minds. Which is honestly kind of crazy to think about. That he went that far ahead, okay? He went that far, all the way back to say, you know what? Just in case, I'm going to say, forget what we just said. I'm going to just tune out of that. Says a lot, actually. And it's smart, too. However, this will come at the cost of many other memories, such as York's betrayal and the theft of the Mother Flame, and the imminent threat to our lives. We will be startled anew by these things, indeed. We will be frightened all over again. However, our plans will already have been laid, and the utter disaster that awaits just around the corner is none other than the ultimate triumph. But why am I here? This is the memory mass testing lab. Wait, is this my handwriting? Good morning, gentlemen. You will have found that within your memory there is now a void Fortnight, which is very telling about the chapter and of itself. But it is done of your own violation. Are many surprises in store for you. I know Vegapunk did not do the LOL thing. That's obviously like a translation, but it's kind of fun, huh? But I will leave you with quite literal here. One piece of information. The world government knows about your research into the Void Century. What? They do, but rest assured that you've already put together the perfect countermeasure before you hurtle towards your glorious death. Death? Whose? Mine? And one more thing. Stella, Straw Hat, the Emperor of the Sea, has just landed here with Bonnie. What? CP6 has landed? What? We're surrounded by Navy battleships. What? It's Admirable Kizaru and okay, he didn't say Saint Jay Saturn Garcia, but Saint Saturn, same person, right? What? You know what to do. Though we're going down to save Bonnie, I'll intend to remain down here. Oh, but you'll die. I don't want you to save me. Just leave me down there to perish. Huh? You got a death wish or something? Certainly not, but I feel like my death might cause something to happen. I'm sure something will. It sure will. A bunch of people will be upset. I can't just let you die. Pretty please. This is between him and Sanji. And one other thing. And then, of course, he's got the raw sound effect. When it comes to the One Piece, what now? And this says so much. I want your crew to be the ones who get it. And this is while everyone's celebrating. A toast to reuniting with old friends. Everyone's celebrating. And poor Luffy. He's like, now. He's like, not now. Later. Like, you can tell. Poor guy is like exhausted as hell. I mean, look, if I was in Luffy's situation and I was using Gear 5, pretty sure I'd be feeling the same way too. Pretty damn sure I would be. Everyone's celebrating. They're just like, yo, it's time for toast, celebration. Usopp's like, yeah. Like, this is my time to shine now. Sanji got his love. Zoro. Honestly, I wish we explored more with Zoro and Wano. I really do. But it's unfortunate. Zoro had his, pseudo arc with Wano. Egghead's a different case. You didn't really have. I can't really pinpoint who this arc would actually be revolved around, but great arc actually. But with Elbaf, that is totally Usopp, 110%, 100%. Onward to Elbaf, onward to my dream. That's Usopp talking. Gabba gig. I can still hear the voices in my head when I'm actually just saying it. But yeah, that's the chapter. That is the chapter for One Piece 1123. And I just gotta say, I really, really just gotta say, pure perfection. It's a pure perfection chapter. Okay? You got everything you needed in just this bit. Okay? The fact that Vegapunk went so far to like wiping out his own memory too, like, I mean, and when you think about it, it's like, whoa, okay. But knowing the type of person Vegapunk is, it makes sense, and it's fitting too, in that respect. So, like I said before, with this chapter, you could very much say Egghead is done. Okay, the arc itself is very much done. But I don't really necessarily believe that it's the full wrap up. I don't. Mainly because usually when a One Piece arc ends, you could feel the finality of it. This one's there. I'm not gonna say it isn't, but you need that one final push to like cap it all off. And I feel like 1124, 1124, that one's going to be like the final cap off for Egghead. 110%. And given with what we've gotten, okay, just how far ahead Vegapunk planned all this, and like making sure everything went according to his plan, like even if it meant just wiping out his own memory of the speech, that speaks volumes, okay? That speaks so much when it comes to the story, when it comes to Vegapunk, the situation everybody's in right now. Like it's great. It's amazing. Like I said, perfection at its finest. And honestly, 1124 is around the corner. I do know that. And I know like the unofficial translation like to come out first. I know that. I will read the chapter, obviously. But if y'all know me at this point, I like to wait for the official translations nowadays. Just because, sometimes things will get lost between like the unofficial translations and the official translations, right? And what I used to do for One Piece, this is like back when Egghead first started, actually, like not first started, but around the time when I started catching up for a brief period of time, I used to do the unofficial translations first, and then do a full-on review, just discussing about like a post-analysis discussion. That's what it used to be. Now I'm just like, you know what? Let me just take this approach. Like I'll read the chapter, but then I'll wait for the official translations to like, see what's further clarified, you know? And One Piece with I know a lot of people are kind of picky when it comes to business translations. I personally don't mind it too much, and it really depends on who's translating the manga, right? Early One Piece, you could say, is kind of debatable, for sure. But definitely post time skip, I would say it's pretty consistent. I would say the translations have been pretty consistent for the most part, right? And for Egghead, no exception. It's no exception. It's been, you know, fire. Okay, it's been peak. Oda, like the word people like to describe him, Goda with the freaking G at the beginning, legendary. Okay, it's great, amazing, perfection. I don't know what other, I don't know how further above you can go past perfection, but that's just where we stand. This is pure perfection. And honestly, I can't wait for Elbaf, okay? Take it from me, okay? I've been a One Piece fan since 0506. Okay? For me, that's like 19 years, roughly. I've been waiting for Elbaf for a long time. And this arc, this upcoming arc, is gonna mean so much to many One Piece fans, okay? So much. Not just to the people who got into One Piece, because of, the anti-tubers, or in this case, those who started with Fishman Island, who caught up to the manga by that point. No, talking about like the old school folks like me, who got into this super. I wouldn't even say super early, because again, by the time One Piece came out, like I was barely. I was still like in the youngin years, if you could say, before I even went to school. But that being said, we are in for peak. We are going to be in for some peak, 110%. And I can't wait to see what Oda has in store for us. I really can't. And then based on what Oda said in his message, this arc, what we're gonna get is gonna be monumental, without a shadow of a doubt. But with that being said, you guys, that's pretty much all I have to say when it comes to this live stream discussion slash review on One Piece chapter 1123. Let me know what you guys thoughts were on the chapter. What was your favorite part about it? Do you have any gripes with the chapter? And let me know just what you guys think. How do y'all feel about us, like, now officially leaving Egghead? Like, this is like the official, like, final send off for Egghead. Maybe not final, not final send off, but like, the first portion of the final send off. Because we know 1124, at least what I'm thinking, that'll be the true final send off. But we're at least starting off the send off. Let me just say that. And yeah, how'd y'all feel about the Lunami moment? Okay, how did y'all feel about Luffy just like, laying in Nami's lap, him cradling him? I mean, look, like I said, Frankie Robin, he lays on Robin's lap too. The signs are all pointed there. Okay, Oda's like laying it flat now. It's like, look, it's the final saga. Can't play around with this shit anymore. I can't. I gotta move forward with it. So, given that it's the final saga, we are in for a treat. We are in for a treat. And because this is the first arc of the final saga, y'all know what the answer is going to be. Perfection. Pure, utter perfection. And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm LuckyRave. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more One Piece content. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Laters.